There we go. Buen dia, buen dia. Hi, my name is Kay, for those who don't know me. And for those who do, welcome back. Bienvenidos. Glad to have you. So today, we're going live so that I can give you whatever messages are intended. Y'all hopefully know how this go, right? I'm doing as much as I can to channel the messages that are divinely meant for you. Please only take what resonate and leave what don't. I'm going to give it a few seconds, a few minutes actually. Go ahead and cleanse this energy, cleanse my deck, my station, my cards, using self-made channeling cards, self-made decks, oracle decks of all sorts, and tarot cards, and of course my intuitive sense, my clairs, my abilities, psychic abilities to bring these messages in. Whew. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and give it a little bit of a wait just to clear the energy. There we go. Let's go ahead and get a little shuffle started. Ancestors, angels, nature spirits, archangels in particular. Who we channeling today? Who am I feeling? I'm healing. So Raphael, I'm feeling Raphael, Archangel Chamuel. Just hearing those two mostly. I'm also hearing Gabriel. We also want to ask any other gods and goddesses with aligned agendas who are on our spirit teams at this time, both mine and the collective. Asking you that you bring this message clear, concise, without distortion, delusion, because we know how it is. There's going to be some of that, but please bring us this message guided in truth. Please allow us to be protected, any of our loved ones, ourselves. Please send harm away from us. Okay? Hi, beautiful people. Oh, snap. Y'all jumped in here. I kid you not. It was like nobody. I was like, cool. Y'all gonna come. This message is only gonna be for those intended. Hi, hi, hi. I'm doing well today. You know, actually, I've been experiencing some throat chakra attacks. Pretty heavy today, yesterday, pretty much swinging into this week, but that's cool. It don't stop us. We keep it going. We keep it moving. Hope you all doing well. It's a beautiful day to be alive. Even if you don't feel the best, that's a part of your journey. It's meant to teach you something about yourself. From the drain, where that's at? From the bottom? Yeah. Started at the bottom, now we here. You feel me? But yes, thank you guys for being here. What a pleasure, what a pleasure, what a pleasure. Okay, so for those who hopped in and you don't know me, my name is Kay. You can call me Kay or Kai. Either one is true, either one is right. Okay, and I am a divinator. I'm a channeler. You know, I'm a spirit guide for you guys. And I'm pretty sure if you're here, you kind of know that a little bit. And so let's go ahead and get into this message real soon. I'm going to check in with y'all. We got a few people popping in from all over. I love that. That actually gets me so excited. Like, to know that y'all are feeling this vibe and feeling this energy from wherever you're coming from. Like, that really touches me. That's exactly why I do what I do. So, yes, I'm from the Americas, Estados Unidos. Yes, yes. I'm a Midwest baby, but I'm also Puerto Rico. few different states. I got my bloodlines coming through the Americas in different areas. So for sure, for sure. Thank you so much. I bet you got a beautiful smile too. Let's see. Okay. We got somebody in here with the math intellect. I don't really know what you're getting down with, but I was a scholar, you feel me? I got my little bachelor's, so. But let's get into it. So for those who saw the channel message, forgive me if I don't remember exactly what it said, but I know it has something to do with those who saw your access or access to you as irrevocable. Well, now they're looking at you like you're unapproachable. So we're going to get into that and we're going to see what's going on with that, okay? Oh, South Africa. You know, that's cool. I love that. That's exciting. Welcome. Bienvenidos. Okay. So let's go ahead and see. I'm going to pull tarot right away. We got some things jumping out. So let's see. Okay, judgment right here. So that's already letting me know. Okay, you guys are... somebody probably just was throwing you to the left. Okay, somebody was throwing you to the left. Multiple people, I'm sure. But whoever this is referring to in your life, in your experience, they saw you in a certain light and they didn't really feel like you were special. They didn't really know how to respect what was underneath. No matter what the footprint was showing, that wasn't the headspace they were in. And they were taking it for granted, such to a point where in the current situation now, or when you're receiving this message, they're feeling it. They're feeling that shift in energy where now maybe their gravitational pull is to you now and not the other way around. And for some individuals, yeah, for some individuals, you had things to say, right? You had a certain perspective that you wanted to share while you were experiencing this individual, but they didn't really want to hear that. They didn't want to feel that. They was ready to turn their back on you, or the energy was in such a way where you were expressing your attraction to them, or even if you didn't say it verbally, you were allowing that attraction to come in, but they were more so rejecting it or using that attraction to essentially use it against you, for lack of a better way to put it. Well, now you've transitioned your way, because I'm going to show y'all. The cards came out like this. So this showed me that you were transitioning into revamping your life, reevaluating what is important to you. What are your spiritual beliefs? What are your core beliefs? What are the processes and habits and foundations that you were building for yourself? And so you had to take that time to reevaluate. And then for those who maybe that's not necessarily the case, maybe it's not necessarily that you've fully owned that aspect of your life just yet, but this may be the calling that you need or the reminder that you need to straighten up about these things. But I'm feeling, honestly, intuitively, I'm feeling that this is a transition that you've made, and now others are feeling it. Others are feeling that you're not like following somebody energetically like a little sad puppy dog, or like someone who is yearning or begging. Now it's more so like, I've pulled my energy back, I'm good. You know, you might fuck with somebody in some kind of way, but you're not going to allow that to distort the love of yourself or the decisions of yourself that stabilize your foundation, so to speak. Excuse me, I'm telling you, it's something about this throat chakra that has been attacked, not only in my personal life, but I feel that over my community, my collective, and Mis Cristales as a whole. Like, this is really a challenge that comes and goes, but there's certain times where it's impacting us very heavily. So what that's going to call you to do is stand on your true, authentic expression. If you're not being your true self, your throat chakra suffers. It goes out of balance. This could mean maybe speaking out of turn, talking when you really should be more so listening. Or this could be the opposite, where you keep your ideas and your thoughts and your opinions to yourself a little too much, to the extent where you're altering what is divinely guided for you, where you're altering, well, more so from a perspective of destiny, you're altering the decisions that you would be making if you were following your true heart and your true path. And typically in the case where your throat chakra is out of balance, that usually stems from you feeling like you can't truly express yourself as you should. Now, this is not to be confused with someone who is shoving their opinions or their beliefs or something like that down the throat of others, if you get what I'm saying. Like somebody who's quick to say something or quick to shut down somebody else's beliefs and ideas because of their own. Like there's a balance with that, and you have to find that balance. But I recognize that you're already really understanding what that means. So thank you so much. Much love to you guys. Also, thank you. Shout out from India, Brazil. I love this, you guys. Oh my goodness. I am an international, like, what is that called? Like, what's the equivalent of like a foodie? Like a person that loves food, so they're called a foodie. But I love like international travel, but I don't really know what's called that. Because I was actually a flight attendant, so I didn't get to travel everywhere, but traveling outside the country was truly like a joy for me. So thank you guys for being in the space and receiving the message. So now it's showing me that you've really sobered up about having this King of Swords energy. So what this is telling me is like you stand on what you think logically. Like you're taking the emotionality out of some of the decisions you're making. Not to say that you aren't an emotional person, because I would naturally believe that you are. But it's more so that you're not letting your emotions dictate your actions in such a way that you get trapped mentally with like mental strain over the way your emotions are making you feel. So another way to say that is, I'm being called to give this example of you wanting to go out with some friends or go out with a family member or go do something like that. And then you realize the individual that you wanted to go out with, they called it off or they're not able to do it anymore. They say, no, I'm going somewhere else with somebody else, or whatever the reason is. You get so bent out of shape because of how your emotions are wrapped into that, that you would try to either gripe to get them to maybe change their minds and go out with you instead, or because that individual didn't go out with you, now you're stuck at home in your thoughts. It's throwing you out of balance, and now you're left in a place where you don't feel sound in your decisions, all because of this other individual or the external environments, and then of course how you're responding to your environment. So now you're at a point where you get this message from this person. Now you're thinking double time. Okay, do I even really need to go out? Do I want to go out? Do I have other things I need to get done that are more vital than me just spending my energy outside with somebody who may or may not really want to spend that time with me? And so you're asking yourself more questions that are built on a deeper structure. So you're just taking a more sound and solid approach to life. And this is giving you a level of confidence and trust in yourself that doesn't require you to lean on the actions, belief, or influence of others, at least not to the extent that it used to. And that's making somebody intimidated. Like, let's just put that out there. I wanted to use this deck, but I'm being called not to use it, so I won't. I'm being called to take from another deck, so let's do that. Let's see. Okay. So let's see though. Like, you have these individuals or these energies that see you as unapproachable. So we can kind of see why, but what kind of place, what is the nature of this relationship or this bond? I want to be able to say that. I want to be able to ask that. So Spirit's saying, what is the nature of this bond? Like, what else is coming up? Okay. Let's see. Let's get a... Ooh. There's a little too much. Hold on. Sometimes a whole lot jumps out and I could take it all, but we'd be here all day. You know what I'm saying? So, okay. So I get that the nature of this relation between those who find you unapproachable is really like once upon a time, from a place of ego, they thought they were better than you. They thought they saw you as a stain. They thought there was something about you that they could get over on. They really didn't see you as, they knew you had gifts. They knew you were special, but they didn't really trust that you understood your own power. And they felt that they were in a place where they could either take advantage of that or just blow it off completely. But nowadays, they see you as someone who is essentially a star. Like, I'm sensing you could be a star seed. I'm sensing that you could just be someone that when you walk in the room, the eyes gravitate to you. And that's really cool. That's really interesting. Because what it's letting me know is that you've had this power all along and it was just a matter of perspective. But if you didn't respect yourself, it was making it very easy for these other people or other spirits or other energies to treat you accordingly, basically. Like you teach others how to treat you. And now it's gone into a situation like I'm getting a volcano, like really a eruption of power that was lying dormant. You know what I'm saying? It was always there, but under the right conditions or under certain conditions, now it's an eruptive flow and it is burning the hell out of those who thought they didn't understand the power of the volcano. You know what I mean? Some people are weary to go around volcanoes because they just don't really know what to expect or when something will pop off. But you've changed in certain ways. So we've got altered DNA, or maybe it's this way. Forgive me, y'all. I don't know if I think that's right. For me, it's reversed. So I can read it, but I wouldn't know until I watch it back if this is the proper way. But yes, altered DNA. So this is letting me know that you went through some DNA upgrades, and that also lets me know that you're doing the work. And if you are under some kind of impression that you're not doing the work, you just have to be patient. You have to be patient about how your success looks. You have to be patient about the steps you're taking and what those delayed gratifications are yielding you versus expecting that the minute you do something, you'll turn around and see the effects. Sometimes that is the case, but you've grown exponentially because of the adjustments you've made. And as I said, it's to a point where people are looking up to you. They're recognizing your power. They're not going to play with you. They value what you have to say, but they're also nervous now. They're nervous because they know what role they played prior to now. You know, people who haven't done you wrong, or even if they did you wrong in some capacity, or even if there was an imbalance or a tension in the attraction or experience with them, those who come with a level of authenticity such that where mistakes were made, they were acknowledged or honored or respected, you can usually clear the air with individuals like that, but it's still a case-by-case scenario, and it's not always that way. Sometimes when mistakes are made, you can forgive but release that connection altogether. And so only take what resonates. But I'm getting that there were individuals in this situation that wanted to treat you as if you, I'm going to say it simply, they wanted to gaslight you. They wanted to gaslight you in some capacity, throw you to the side, or neglect or defy whatever you were experiencing out of the mistreatment or out of the imbalance between you and them. Mind you, you do have a hand in how that occurred, but it doesn't change the fact that it's all about the intentions and the effects. Some will say, depending on who you hear it from, will say it's not about the intent, it's the impact. Others will say no, it definitely, the intent matters. And in this case, the spirit guides are saying it's both, because the way you set your intention or lead with an intention, and the way that you think or make decisions, specifically when you're interacting with others, let alone yourself, it matters, because that intention, it plants a seed for how the universe is taking or giving things to you, and how you're operating within the universe. So when it comes to that impact plays a huge role based on your intent. So for example, if it's your, let me hear about this example so I can say it the way that the spirits are giving it to me. So I'm hearing I caught an example that flashed into my mind, but then they told me no, it's not necessary, which lets me know that you pretty much understand what I'm saying. So these individuals who find you unapproachable now, they wanted you to bind to them in a particular way. So it's not that they didn't recognize the attraction between you and them. There was something there that was sort of like pulling and tugging, but it's the way that they wanted to set an intention to bind you to them in a way that allowed them to see themselves above you. And not, it's interesting because there are times where you experience someone and you may not necessarily see yourself above that person, but you may have wisdom in a certain area that that person is a little more childlike in, or a little more immature in, or not to have the negative context of immaturity, but rather they just don't have the same amount or caliber of experience in that particular category that you may have a wisdom in. So I get the sense that you are trying to share certain wisdoms with someone who in turn had wisdom in other areas. And so because they saw themselves as above you based on the wisdoms that they had, or access to knowledge that they had, because I won't even necessarily call that wisdom, but they knew certain things that maybe you weren't necessarily focusing on at a particular time, and they wanted to use that against you in a certain kind of way, because they felt they could bind to you. They knew you were powerful, so they felt they could bind to you, but not in a way to respect the power, more so in a way to boost their own self-esteem, and essentially blind you in a certain aspect, or blindside you, is what I heard. So now you're at this point where this individual, or these individuals, or just the energies, because you may or may not understand that it's not just the vessel or the person, or so there's some energy about semantics. So I don't want to get too caught in semantics, but maybe this is a mind game that somebody was playing with you, where you'd say something and you'd hope that they understood what you meant, but this person was trying to belittle you in a certain kind of way that everything you said to them, they treated you like they didn't know what you were talking about or what you were putting down, and trying to make you doubt yourself or second guess yourself, or say things a certain kind of way that they wanted you to say it. Mind you, they already understood what you were saying, but they weren't willing to give you your kudos on what they were receiving from you at that time. So this was all in a ploy, a subconscious ploy, or for some, unfortunately, it was very conscious. It's, for lack of a better way to put it, we make mistakes. I also heard the stakes are high, so people tend to know what they're doing, even if they don't really believe that they fully understand the repercussion of their actions. But what this is getting at is that when they were attempting to bind to you, in a certain kind of way, it all comes down to the fact that they weren't respecting your power and they weren't respecting what you were encompassing even in that time. They just wanted to look at the aspects of you that were more so a little less developed, or essentially pigeonholing you, or there's a specific word I'm looking for. I'm hoping the spirits will give it to me. But they wanted to punish you. They wanted to punish you for the lessons you were still in the process of learning. Now, mind you, there's a silver lining to that, because when you're in the midst of learning a lesson, how else are you going to learn it? Is through experiences. But when you were experiencing them, you weren't necessarily holding their mistakes against them, not to that fuller extent. You were peeping some things got a little past you, but you still, for the things that you recognized about them, you still chose to see the good in them. That wasn't the case the other way around. They were actively choosing to see what your worth was not, or what your challenges were that they felt they could justify not treating you properly. Does it? Beautiful. I'm glad you are receiving what is meant for you from this message, right? So in this case, these individuals, or this individual, now they're having to think twice about the decisions they made, the path they chose, the thoughts they were thinking, like reevaluating themselves as to why was this my train of thought. And this naturally is stemming from them understanding their own traumas, their own ego, their own shadow selves, and all these different aspects. But at the time, they felt like they weren't obligated to involve you in that process of self-discovery, in that process of truth. So it ended up being some kind of situation where you took a loss and you took a hit. And that's just, unfortunately, the reality of the situation. And of course, if roles are reversed, then stand on that. You know what I mean? We all make mistakes, or we all have to go through certain things to learn what influenced our decisions a certain kind of way. So the spirits are telling me to switch gears. Let's see what else is to come out about this. Okay. Pulling out one of my self-written decks, I love them. They're so helpful. They're so useful, because they're channeled, these messages in these decks are channeled specifically from my spirit team, which is ever growing, thank God. And even for those who don't believe in God, there's God in all of us. It's just about understanding balance, understanding we are one with nature, one with all, even when we don't want to be. And so if you understand that, then you got a little God in you, no matter the religion, no matter the beliefs. So let's figure out a little bit more as to like why you seem unapproachable to these individuals. Because I get the sense, like, who are you? Like, that's what I want to know a little bit more about. Like, who are you, especially in regards to why these individuals just feel like they can't step to you, they can't talk to you. Okay. Because it's so simple. Like, these people feel like they can't approach you, or these energies are cowering. They're cowering in a sense of themselves. It's not to say, I'm not just gonna label somebody that makes a mistake, or even if it was very deliberate, it's a mistake in the sense that it was a perverse use of energy. It's like if you fight the flow of a wave, you're not flowing with the wave. Like, you're going against it, which is not so natural. You know what I'm saying? It's not so natural. And I'm also saying that when you go against the grain, sometimes that is the purpose. Sometimes that is the point or the need or the expectation of your higher self to do that. But it has to be all in divine timing. Going against the grain when that is not meant to be the case is a perversion. It's a perversion of the energy. It's creating an outcome that maybe it was meant to happen, but it doesn't speak to the natural flow of order and chaos. If that makes sense. I'm hoping that's making sense. So this individual or these individuals, this energy that we're speaking on, they cowered in a certain kind of way, or they are cowering because they have to face the fact of what the past situation held, of what the energy held. And so what occurred in the past is still resonating in their energetic field in the now. So let's say, for instance, you run into this individual, or this individual is honestly like catches a glimpse of you somewhere, even in their third mind's eye. And so they're assessing what this energetic footprint means for them, because even if time has occurred and it's been a while since you communicated with this individual on the 3D plane or in a physical way, you still very much carry a new energetic footprint than what they understood from the past. So now they're looking at their own energetic footprint compared to yours, and they're realizing it's not reading the same. It's not showing the same thing. It doesn't feel the same. So they're, for lack of a better way to put it, caught in a confusion, or they're stressed out about how should they approach you, because they understand that this is a new energy that they're facing when it comes to you. So this could mean that they're reading your confidence a certain kind of way. They're reading your self-respect a certain kind of way. They're reading how you present yourself a certain kind of way. And this is all making energetic statements to them, nonverbal statements to them. Maybe the bold ones will even so much as to feel justified as to why they treated you a certain way or why they thought certain things about you. And so when they appear and try to communicate with you, for the bold ones that may on the inside they feel you're unapproachable, but they may not say that to your face. So they'll approach you, and based on how you respond or what the energy is telling them, they would get a very clear understanding of the fact that you have some form of intimidation over them. And it's interesting because the spirits almost had me say imitation, which means that at this point, it's very possible that there are individuals who once treated you like you were a follower, or treated you like you didn't really have the sauce, and now they're taking notes. And I said that before in some kind of capacity, because with the Hierophant, which is strong earth energy, Taurus energy, this is letting me know, like, they see something about you, like they're taking notes off of you, even if they won't admit it. And for some, they will, but it doesn't change the fact that you're like, this situation is black and white for me. Like, I know how I once felt about you, and I know how I feel about you now. So it's very likely that the roles are switched, like this or that, because we got binary here. And that can mean a lot of things, but in this context, it's like, it's like the way things were done. Somebody felt like they could treat you based on a pattern of the way things were done. So they did not allow you to be seen for the way you are, because they it's as if they pushed you into an archetype in their mind, or a stereotype in their mind, and treated you based on that. But little do they know, you had a whole DNA upgrade that was really bringing in to fruition your true self, or your higher self. Now they're looking at it like, oh shit, I done effed up. Like, I done messed up a little bit. And it's not to say that you are the end all be all in their life. For some of you, that very well may be true. But also, this could just be like a key life lesson where, as it typically goes with many soulmates, especially karmic soulmates, or soulmates of karmic relation, some people are in your life to really teach you a lesson, like be a strong connection for you, and then phase out once the lesson is learned. So take it as it resonates. But man, I'm being told that's it. That's a wrap on this message in particular. So you guys, beautiful. So you got whatever you could get from this message. I hope it resonated. Thank you so much for your presence. All I ask is, if you take a look and you take a watch and you received anything from this message, please do drop a like. It's going to get this message out to the rest who truly need it. And of course, I've got so much on my page. So if you don't get a chance to catch me on live, you can always catch up on those intuitive messages, those community channel readings that I've been doing and that I'm sure I'll do more of. But I'm messing with the lives. I'm going to stick with the lives for a little while because these end up on my page anyway. And, you know, you can always do a personal private reading with me. You just got to lock in every video, particularly those pre-recordeds. Those will have all the information. My main description has my information. So that's it for now, and I will catch you very, very soon. I appreciate you for being in the Crystalcays, and if you feel that you're a part of the Crystalcays community, then head on back over to the shore, and I'll see you soon.